They're all taunting me today. But Claire's not. As we go to the nation's capital, and I wrote her on social media. I don't know if she saw it. It was a blur, it seems, since she moved from the sweatpants capital to the nation's capital. And she's a busy gal. Claire, welcome to the program again. How are you?
I'm awesome, Rod. Am I still a friend of the show?
Oh, of course. Well, you tell me. I feel like you are. But
of course I am. No, I love being referenced in that way. And it's been a while since we've chatted. And I'm like literally moving into my new place. There's my crutch from my ACL surgery. And so it's a bit of a disaster zone in my life right now. But I can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, I appreciate you fitting us in because from outside appearances, it looks like a blur. And you're confirming it has, in fact, been a blur. And you are
such a blur.
You were in front of the rink. Was it with Bruce Garriock talking about the Senators the other day? I mean, listen, you were thrown right into the fire. So let's start with the Senators and the COVID situation and what is going on. Are they going to play tonight at Boston?
Well, they are going to play. It's funny. I actually just messaged I don't know if it's breaking news, but from what I understand, they're going to play. And I asked at what certain threshold they would possibly postpone the game. You know, if there's 20 guys who test positive, but that's actually up to the NHL. That's not up to the Ottawa Senators. So we'll have to see, if the NHL were to make that decision, but they've called a couple guys up from the AHL. Right now, the number, I think they've got 6 people in COVID-19 protocol. That's 5 players and 1 associate coach. So, I mean, it's not a great situation. It's kind of like every team's worst nightmare, because if one guy gets it, I think with regards to how we know how COVID is transferred, you don't know when that guy got it. And when you catch it, it's like how many other people now have it? It's so terrifying.
Absolutely. And the thing is, I've done my share of what you're doing, but just not as much in the last year and a half. And they're so conscious of keeping you away from the players for this reason. The fans don't see it, right? They just turn on the TV and watch it. But because you were covering the CFL and now you've moved to the NHL with a little CFL, is there a difference in the protocols or are they the same? What have you seen there?
Yeah, great question, Rod. Actually, with regards to the players, because obviously TSN is the rights holder for the CFL, the only time I actually got to see players face to face was on the field when I did the sideline reporting, and occasionally the day before when I did the sit downs, just to get a bit more information. Kind of those are one-on-one interviews with the players. But if, for example, any other media wouldn't get a chance with regards to the Rough Riders to actually do those in-person interviews, which makes it a little frustrating. You don't get to ask them maybe a question just kind of off camera where you're like, hey, I saw you're using a new helmet. I mean, you can ask those in front of the camera. But when it comes to the NHL, all the press conferences we've done so far have been in real life. However, we've been distanced from them. There's not 6 meters. It's about, I'd call it almost 10 meters between, not feet, but about, it's a generous amount of space between the players. One game when they were hosting Las Vegas last Thursday, I did rinkside interviews. But again, I was masked. The players weren't. We were for sure 6 feet apart. That's the only time I've done the face-to-face interviews one-on-one with players. We're not allowed in the locker room, but post-game and post-practice, we do them in real life, but they're up on a stage, so they're a little farther away. So I hope that I kind of rambled there, but I just wanted to give you a really good feeling of what it's like. And it is a little different because we do, I think, get a bit more face-to-face contact with the players in the NHL.
Well, I appreciated it. I don't know about everybody else, so thank you. I absolutely did. Now, but the thing is,
I'm happy you like it.
It seems like you're always working, and I just wondered if you've had a chance to visit with anybody in Ottawa and tell me what the vibe of the Sens is, because I think they're getting better, yet they're well below 500. Does the city feel they're on the right track?
Yeah. Okay. Well, first of all, Rod, I feel like I'm never not working. Mm-hmm. And it's been an exciting year. Hopefully I'll get a bit of downtime here when the Sens go on a road trip. But I get the feeling from fans that they're really excited about the corner that the team is turning. Are they emerging from the rebuild? I mean, we're only 11 or 12 games into the season here, so it's really hard to tell. Will they push to make a playoff spot? They're probably going to be on the cusp, but I don't think they will. But I do sense a lot of excitement here. But Rod, let's just be honest. I've only been here a month, so I don't know what kind of energy this city had, 2 years ago or 7 years ago when they were making the playoffs. So it's hard for me to gauge. I will say this is an engaged fan base. They care so much, and it's really cool because when you come from a place where you cover the Rough Riders and there's an engaged fan base, you always wonder what other fan bases are like. And even with the Red Blacks, like this city loves its sports, which makes it special to cover here.
They absolutely do. I love it. I love that city so much. Lucky you. From the general in Calgary, watching, says, "Hey, Claire, are you looking forward to Sunday's Tkachuk Bowl? Flames and Sens on Sunday? Are they talking about it? Are they talking about it?"
Yeah. Well, okay. Honestly, it's one game at a time here. So we have not even started talking about it. Of course, I've got it marked on the calendar in notes of like cool stuff that's happening, but we probably won't ask Brady about that until I'm guessing Saturday, because of course tonight they play Boston and then they play New York on Thursday. So we're a little far ahead there, General, in Calgary, but I like the spirit. I love it. And Chantel Tkachuk, Brady and Matthew, of course, his mom, she's been in town, and I actually was just messaging with her before the game on the first game he was captain on Saturday. And she was just saying how proud she was of Brady, that the organization thinks so highly of him. And it was, I don't know, I think those are really special moments for parents. I don't know if she'll be in town for the game on Sunday. I mean, I assume she would. She's got 2 kids playing in the game. Why wouldn't she extend her flight? So yeah, what a cool family moment, though. What a cool hockey family.
Oh, absolutely. The thing is, it disappoints me that Brady and Matthew say they'll never fight, only because my favorite fights were with my brothers. I would think you'd want to fight your brother, but they say that will never happen. So fine. That's just the way life is now. So, and I've watched so much sports. I want to say you were on the sidelines for the Red Blacks and Argos on the weekend, were you not? I'm sure I saw you there.
No, I wasn't. And it's because that's when the Senators were playing their game against Tampa Bay. So it was like double booked. They were 2 hours apart. The start time for the Senators was 2 p.m. Start time for the Red Blacks was 4 p.m. I couldn't quite drive there in time. I would have been late, So they had Matthew Shinetti covering that game, which ended up being such a heater. So I'm a little jealous. I couldn't, clone myself.
I know. Well, hey, they complain in Winnipeg when the Jets and Bombers play at the same time, but not Edmonton, not Ottawa. I don't get it. But what Eastern Stadium did you do sidelines in that I saw?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Somewhere outside of Regina.
Just besides Red Block?
Yeah. Somewhere. Maybe it wasn't on. What stadiums have you done other than Saskatchewan sidelines in the last month?
Okay, I've done Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, Ottawa, and Saskatchewan, of course. So I'm starting to feel, familiar with different fan bases. So I have been to Molson or Percival Molson, and but I've just been as a fan like 10 years ago. And I love the location of that stadium. Holy, so cool, right downtown in the heart of it with McGill surrounding you. That one's a pretty neat one. And I mean, where the Red Blacks play in Lansdowne, unreal, because there's all those little bars around. There's the canal. There's Whole Foods right across the street. I'm a big fan. So, they've done well with the location.
That's a great thing. This country is beautiful, and you're getting out and seeing it all, and the CFL is wonderful for that. Claire, we'll let you get back to setting up. I hope we can do this again, and I really appreciate you fitting us in.
Rod, thank you so much for having me, and I miss you guys.
We miss you, too. Good to see your face. Claire Hanna joining us from the nation's capital from TSN. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching the RP Show on YouTube. And don't forget, we're live daily on YouTube from noon to 2 Eastern. If you like what you see, hit subscribe. And if you like the program, check around for other segments of the Rod Pedersen Show here on YouTube.